India all-rounder Hardik Pandya has been ruled out of the World Cup after he suffered an ankle injury while bowling against Bangladesh on October 19th. He has suffered ligament damage and has been undergoing rehabilitation. Now, the injury saw him ruled out of the following matches India played against New Zealand, England and Sri Lanka as well. Fast bowler Prasidh Krishna has replaced him in the squad. Well, with me in the studios is Whatmore. He's going to discuss about this and, of course, the current match, which is ongoing. First up, Dav, let's come to Hardik Pandya. He has eventually been ruled out of the World Cup. The injury looked serious to you as well when he got injured on the ground.
Yeah, this doesn't surprise me. It did look pretty serious. They wanted to give him as much time as possible, fair enough. But it got to a point where it was just, unable to come back within the next couple of weeks. So I think, the right decision's made in terms of giving him as much time as possible to recover.
Would you say he's the right replacement for Hardik? Prasidh Krishna?
Yeah, I was having a look, they have Esha and Kishan.
Yeah.
They have Shardul Thakur.
Yeah.
They have Ravichandran Ashwin, three, right? So they've covered themselves with a spinner, they've covered themselves with another batsman. The all-rounder is Shardul. Now Shardul plays when the all-rounder Pandya plays, because they share that 10 over requirement. But if one of the fast bowlers gets injured, what happens then? So they've done the right thing. They've looked at, either Bumrah or Shami, Siraj. What happens if something happens there? Then Shardul would have had to come in if they went for another all-rounder. I think they're smart. I think they got the right person to have some cover for the three quicks that are currently playing every game. So I think it was good. Yeah,
not a like-for-like replacement.
No, it hasn't.
On paper, perhaps, because he also bowls?
Simply because I think with Shami coming in and Surya Kumar also coming in, Yadav, they've played so very well and the combination is working for them. But you need cover for one of those three quicks that, gets injured. Shardul's there, he can bowl.
Yep.
But will you trust him to bowl 10? But I think a full bowler like Prasidh Krishna, I think you can trust him to bowl 10. That's what they've done, and I think they've thought that out pretty well.
Dav, just for argument's sake, there are a few names that have been floating ever since Hardik got injured.
Yeah.
Akshar Patel for once, and then there was Washington Sundar. You also mentioned Shivam Dube.
Yep.
Would you think that one of these boys would have probably made a better contender for Hardik's spot on the team?
Well, the spinners anyway, they got enough spin. They don't need to cover the spinners. And Hardik Pandya was a medium pacer who can bat and can field. Shardul Thakur does a similar thing. He can bat, not as good as Pandya, bats lower down. He can bowl, and he's okay in the field. But as I said, if there's something happens to one of the fast bowlers, then it becomes a little bit of a potential weak area. And they've covered it. So no, I don't think the spinning, those options that you came up with would have made sense and would have covered that the hole that they have.
Dav, Prasidh Krishna is also coming at the back of an injury. Would you think that is perhaps a bit of a concern? It's more of a let's try and test sort of a situation here. He did sit on the bench for the most part of the Asia Cup, if I'm mistaken. So would you still say that this is the right call?
He's just been playing with Karnataka in the Syed Mushtaq Ali tournament and doing well. And I think he also played a match or two for India prior to this World Cup.
In the Australia series, yes.
And he did okay, he went through it. So I think from a fitness point of view and an injury point of view, no problems. He's ticked all the boxes. He's pass fit, he's match fit, he's bowling, he's doing his time with the ball. So from that point of view, no problem. No, I think that's a good decision.
India is the only team that has won 7 out of the 7 matches that they've played so far.
Yep.
Would you say, however, still that Hardik Pandya would be missed in the rest of the tournaments? Just looking at the numbers, sure, he's a part of the team. He will be missed in that sense. But just looking at winning those matches, would he truly be missed?
Hardik Pandya?
Yes.
Yeah, look, he's in your first choice 11 that they started with. So naturally, you know, he will be missed because he gives you that balance of batting, bowling, fielding, and Shardul Thakur coming in to share those 10 overs gives you a little bit more depth in batting as well. However, since the injury, we've seen, you know, a really positive effect with Shami coming in. And Shami has been a revelation in this tournament, just in the short space of time that he's played. So, if Hardik Pandya was not injured, how long would Shami have been sitting on the bench? That's another way of looking at it as well. So yes, look, he will be missed. He was in your first choice 11 in games that they won. So after getting injured, they've discovered another formation which really works for them. So yes, he'll be missed, but you know they've recovered beautifully.
So would you say India will still go ahead with the formation that they discovered after he got injured in the last 3 games that they have played without Hardik?
Yes.
They will continue with that format?
Well, unless the wicket suggests it needs another spinner. You know, I've always maintained that the conditions dictate the 11 that you pick. Regardless of who's in form and who's doing well, you pick the best 11 players that gives you the best chance for a victory.
Do you see Prasidh Krishna playing the first match that he comes into the team with?
Yeah, I had a little discussion the other day with Diggy about this too. I thought maybe they could have the option of resting a bowler tomorrow, but perhaps not. I think in this instance they'll probably want to keep a winning streak and maybe give a bowler or two a rest against in the last match against Netherlands. So this guy might get a chance. I think he'll play, but I think he'll play in the last game.